Hello students, welcome back to Vela's Learning Channel. In this video, we will learn and solve some practical questions on registration topic under GST. These practical questions on registration under GST will help you to strengthen your conceptual understanding and improve your exam performance. So let us begin with the registration, some practical question under the GST subject. Okay. So this is the first question which is given. Mr. Hariharan started his business in Maharashtra who's exclusive in supply of goods. He is supplying the goods from the 1st April 2024. Details of his monthly purchase and sales from April 2024 onwards are as follows. And the month and year information is given along with that purchase and sales information. Under purchase, the exempt goods of purchase and the taxable goods of purchase is given, and under the sales column, taxable goods as well as exempt goods are given. Okay, and the month information starting from April 2024 to March 2025 information is given. Okay, these are the informations of the uh, sales and purchase of each month is given. Is Mr. Hariharan is liable for registration as per the provisions of CGST Act? If yes, from which date he will be liable for registration? Okay, give necessary justification for your answer. Okay, you might be knowing under the GST registration some provisions are applicable. Okay, so what are the provisions are there? Step number 1, relevant provision for GST registration. As per section 22, section 22 deals with the what? The registration. Registration of the CGST Act 2017. A supplier is liable for CGST registration in a state from where he makes taxable supply if his aggregate turnover exceeds how much? 4 lakhs. Okay, so there is a limit is given. If that limit is crossed, depending upon the state, he will be liable. And Mr. Hariharan is in the Maharashtra state and he is supplying only goods. In this case, the limit will be 40 lakhs. Okay, so 40 lakhs is the limit. If that crosses that limit, he will be liable for registration. Okay, in a financial year for the person's exclusive supply in what goods. Okay, aggregate turnover. Now the next one is what? After determining the limit, depending upon the state, we need to check. We need to calculate how much turnover he has done in that year. Okay, so aggregate turnover. In the aggregate turnover, what are things to be included? Okay, taxable supplies need to be included, exempt supplies, export supplies, and interstate supplies. Okay, you can remember these points by the shortcut method tie. Okay, you can remember this point by tie. T stands for taxable supplies, I stands for interstate supplies, and E stands for exempt supplies and export supplies. Okay, but certain things not to be included in the aggregate turnover, which excludes. One is called as GST. Okay, GST amount not to be included in the sales if it is included in the sales. Okay, and inward supplies. Inward means what? What are the purchase or the service we have obtained or availed, that to be not to be included. Okay, liable for reverse charge. Okay, so this point you should keep in mind before solving the registration questions. Okay, since Mr. Hariharan is deals with exclusive goods, the threshold limit will be what? 40 lakhs. Okay, if his Hariharan is also dealing with the services, he is providing the services, in that case the limit will be not 40 lakhs, the limit will be what? 20 lakhs. Okay, so this theoretical concept you should be keeping in mind. Okay, now the second part, after this find out the limit, the next one is what? To find out the aggregate turnover. What is the aggregate turnover of Mr. Hariharan for this year 24-25? The April month is given. Okay, one thing need to be keep in mind, that the purchase, that is inward, totally to be ignored. This is to be totally ignored, not required for the computation of aggregate turnover. Aggregate turnover means what? We are finding out the output part. Okay, so what is the output? Sales. In that case, two things are given: taxable goods and what? Exempt goods. Both are to be included in the aggregate turnover. That is taxable goods and what? Exempt goods. We have gone through the definition of the aggregate turnover. In the aggregate turnover, the taxable as well as the what the exempt is to be included in the aggregate turnover. Okay, so aggregate turnover we can check the what the table. The next step is what computation of what aggregate turnover. In that the formula will be what the inclusive of both the things. Aggregate turnover equal to taxable sales and as well as what exempt sales. Okay, computation of aggregate turnover of Mr. Harigaran is as under month year information is given as it is of the questions. We have to take only the taxable supply and what the exempt supply. Okay, these two things we need to consider only of sales. Purchase, we need to totally ignore that things. Only the sales part, 1,90,000, that is taxable goods, and the exempt goods, that is what 1,60,000, that is been taken here. For each month, we will write the taxable sales and the exempt sales, and we will find the total monthly turnover. Turnover means what? The taxable supply plus the exempt supply. Adding this both the things, 1,90,000 plus 1,60,000, that is total monthly turnover is 3,50,000 of the April month. Then we have to find out the cumulative turnover, that is 3,50,000. For the May month, the taxable as well as the exempt goods, that is 1,70,000. Adding these both the figures, we'll get the what 3,20,000. And we have to find out the cumulative turnover, 3,50,000 for the month of April plus May. Adding these two things, we'll get the what total 6,70,000. Thus, we have to find the total of taxable sales and exempt sales of the each month combined. So this is the total. First May, June month, 2,20,000 plus 1,50,000 equal to 3,70,000. Total is what? 10,40,000. Okay. So, 10,40,000 is the cumulative amount of the previous month and the current month. Okay, 10,40,000. Thus, we need to find for all the month total sales and the cumulative sales, that is turnover. If you do that thing, these are the total for each month the sales is combined together. It is been arrived here, and we'll calculate what the cumulative turnover. 10,40,000 plus what the sales for the month of July is how much? 3,50,000. Adding these two things, 10,40,000 plus 3,15,000 is 13,55,000. Then thereafter 13,55,000 plus 2,77,000, that is 16,38,000. See, the limit is 40 lakhs for Mr. Harigaran, who is supplying the goods in the state of Maharashtra. We have to check at what point of time he is crossing the 40 lakhs. Okay, still now from till the August month he has done only the turnover was 16,38,000. Next, we need to check when he is crossing the 40 lakhs. Okay, 16,30,000 plus for the sales for the month of September is what? Total is 4,10,000. Right now, adding these two things, that is 4,10,000. 16,62,000 plus 4,10,000 it will be 20,42,000. Still, he is not crossed the 40 lakhs. Okay. Next, 20 lakhs plus 42,000 plus 3,60,000 is how much? 24 lakh 2,000. 24 lakh plus 3 lakh is how much? 27 lakhs. And 27 lakh 2,000 plus the 3,50,000 for the month of December sales, combining together till now he has done total 30,52,000. Still, he has not crossed the 40 lakhs. And when he will be crossing the 40 lakhs, at that point of time he will be liable for registration under GST. Okay, so in the January month, his total sales is 4,70,000. Cumulative sales is 30,52,000 plus 4,70,000 is 35,22,000. 35,22,000 plus 5 lakhs is how much? 40,22,000. Here he has crossed the 40 lakhs limit. Okay, here he has crossed the limit of what? 40 lakhs 22,000. At which month? February month. So in that case, for the he is liable for registration under GST from the month of February, since he has crossed the limit of 40 lakhs. Okay. See, determination of date of liability. Threshold limit is for the Mr. Harigaran is what? 40 lakhs. Turnover exceeds the 40 lakhs in the month of February. Right now, he has exceeded. How much exceeded? 40 lakhs. 40 lakhs in the month of February. Okay. Cumulative turnover in February 40 lakh is 22,000. Therefore, day of liability for registration, the day turnover exceeded 40 lakhs in February 2025. So under section 22, registration must be taken within 30 days from date of becoming the liable. So from the month of February when he is crossed the 40 lakhs, from that time within 30 days he must get himself registered under the GST. So this was the one of the questions on the registration topic. I hope you have understood this question with the solution also. Let us proceed with the further another question. Question number 2. Mrs. Smart Enterprises provide the details of transactions of their business in the state of Maharashtra. He is also belongs to Maharashtra. Okay, this enterprises belongs to Maharashtra during the month of February 2026. Because according to the state, now the limit is different. Okay, uh, for the Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura, Nagaland, the limit is 10 lakhs. Okay, and for Arunachal Pradesh, uh, Meghalaya, Puducherry, Uttarakhand, and Telangana, the limit is 20 lakhs. And for rest of the states, the limit is depending upon the whether the supplies goods or services. If the supplies what only goods, in that case it will be 40 lakhs. Otherwise, if he is providing services or along with the service he is also selling the goods, in that case the limit will be 20 lakhs. Here the enterprises is in the state of Maharashtra. Maharashtra comes under the other states. Other states, in that case, if he is only into the goods, in that case 40 lakhs. In the previous question, Mr. Hariran was dealing only in goods. The limit was 40 lakhs. We need to check the Mrs. Smart Enterprises, whether he is into the what the dealing of goods only, or they are also engaging in the what service providing. That we need to check. Okay, to find out from which date whether they are liable for registration or not, give your reasons. Okay, date is given 5th January 2026, service provided to Pune. See here, service provided. That means Mrs. Smart Enterprises is providing services. Also, if we go through the next partner, goods supplied. Goods supplied means what? They are also supplying the goods also. Okay, so they are dealing with both the goods as well as services, right? In that case, when service is also included in the turnover, that means the limit will be what? 20 lakhs instead of 40 lakhs in the Maharashtra state. Okay, so 5th January service provided, how much? 5 lakhs. 8th January goods supplied to Nasik, Maharashtra, that is 2,50,000. 10th January goods purchased from Baramati, Maharashtra, that is 3 lakhs. 12th Jan, that is exempt supplies to Jaipur, Rajasthan, 8,80,000. 18th January inward supplies on which tax is payable under reverse charge mechanism RCM, that is 6,75,000. Right. Next one, 20th January taxable goods supplied to Nanded, Maharashtra, 1,20,000. 26th January 26, supply of goods to Lucknow exempt, that is 1 lakh rupees. 20th January 2026, services availed from Ahmedabad, Gujarat, 2 lakhs. 30th January, supply of services to Kudal, Maharashtra, 5,50,000. Okay, so with this we need to find whether at what point of time, okay, the Smart Enterprises will be liable for registration under GST. The solution for this is given here. Step 1, relevant provisions under GST registration. As per section 22 of the CGST Act 2017, a supplier is liable for registration when aggregate turnover exceeds 20 lakhs in the financial year for the service or mixed supplies. Okay, mixed supplies means he is dealing in the goods as well as the services part. Aggregate turnover includes taxable supplies, exempt supplies, interstate supplies, as well as the exporter, but excludes what? The inward supplies liable for reverse charge and the purchase and the other inward supplies. Okay, so this is theoretical concept. Next one, computation of aggregate turnover. Only the outward supplies taxable plus exempt are to be included, right? Date wise, we have taken here the services provided in Pune, the first part of the turnover, 5th Jan, how much it is? 5 lakhs. That has been taken here, 5 lakhs. Similarly, all the transaction of the respective dates have been taken here. that is 8th Jan is 2026. Goods supplied to Nasik 2,50,000. 10th January goods purchase 3 lakhs. 12th January exempt supplies of Jaipur 8,80,000. 18th January inward supplies under RCM. 20th January taxable goods supplied to Nanded. 26th January exempt goods supplied to Lucknow. 28th January 2026 service availed from Ahmedabad, and 30th January 2026 service supplied to Kuda. Okay, so amount is also given. We need to check whether the aggregate turnover, whether this amount to be included in the aggregate turnover or not to include in the aggregate turnover. Okay, first that is the basic information of the whether to include or not to include, that has been given here. Aggregate turnover includes what? Taxable supplies, exempt supplies, interested supplies. Okay, so services provided, this is the output. This is the output. Okay, that is to be included. Okay, and goods supplied to Nasik, goods supplied, this is also output, it is to be included. Goods purchase, purchase means what? It is the input, input to be excluded from the aggregate turnover. So this amount not to be included, that is what given here, not to include. No, this amount not to include in the aggregate turnover. Exempt supplies, yes, it is to be included. Exempt supplies, we have gone through that. Exempt supplies are to be included in the aggregate turnover, right? Inward supplies under RCM, inward supplies under RCM. RCM, reverse charge means what? RCM. So inward supplies under RCM will not be included in the aggregate turnover. Taxable goods supplied to Nanded, it is output, say output sales, it is to be included. Exempt goods include to be included. Service availed means it is the input part. We have taken service from any other person, that is input, not to be included. Service supplied means it is the output service given by the us to the other person, it is to be included, right? So whatever the S information is given, that all to be considered here, that is 5 lakhs, 2,50,000. Here the 3 lakhs not to be considered, the amount is given as nil, and 8,80,000 to be included. Next one, 6,70,000, it is not to be included because it is inverse supplies of the RCM, right? Next, all those amount which is stated as S to be included in the turnover. 1,20,000, it is included. 1 lakh, it is to be included. Next information, service availed, which is 2 lakhs. Service availed, it is the input part, not to include, therefore it is not taken here. The last transaction, what? Service supplied is how much? 5,50,000, which is to be included in the aggregate turnover. So taking this, all those amount from this 5 lakh to what? How much? 5,50,000, it is how much? 24 lakhs. Okay, therefore the total turnover, aggregate turnover here, it is 24 lakhs. The limit for Maharashtra, where the service is provided, the limit is 20 lakhs, right now. So we have to calculate the cumulative also. When he is crossing the limit, on which day he is crossing the limit, that is 20 lakhs. Here we have to find out the cumulative total. 5 lakh is the first day, that is 5th January. 8th January he has done 2,50,000. Taking the cumulative turnover is what? 5 lakh plus 2,50,000, it is 7,50,000. Next day, that is 10th January, the goods is purchased not to be counted, therefore the amount will be remain same, that is 7,50,000. Next transaction was 12th January. 7,50,000 plus 8,80,000 is how much? 16,30,000, right? Next, 16,30,000 plus the another day, that is the 8th January, is what? Inward supplies not to be taken, therefore the cumulative turnover remains the same, 16,30,000. 16,30,000 plus 1,20,000 is 17,50,000. Is not crossed till the limit, that is 20 lakhs. So 70,50,000. 70,50,000 plus 1 lakh rupees, how much? 18,50,000. The limit is not crossed. 20 lakhs is the limit, is not crossed till now. Next one is 28th January 2026. 18,50,000 plus 0, that is 18,50,000. The last transaction was on 30th Jan. The amount was 5,50,000, that is the outward supply, and 18,50,000 plus 5,50,000 is 24 lakhs. That is the total given here. He has crossed the limit of 20 lakhs, right? Therefore, he is liable to register under what? GST. Okay. So threshold limit is what? 20 lakhs for the Mrs. Enterprises in Maharashtra dealing in services as well as in the goods. Limit is 20 lakhs. Turnover cross 20 lakhs on 30th Jan 2026, right? The message Smart Enterprises is liable for GST registration. Why it is liable for registration? The reason is given as per section 22 of the CGST Act 2017. Supplier required to obtain what registration when aggregate turnover exceeds what 20 lakhs in the financial year. The aggregate turnover taxable as well as exempt outward supplies, but excludes what inward supplies and supplies liable for reverse charge. Further, given data, the aggregate turnover becomes 24 lakhs, that is the cross 24 lakhs exceeds 20 lakhs on 30 June 2000, 30 January 2026. Therefore, Messrs. Smart Enterprises becomes liable for registration, GST registration from 30th Jan 2026, and must apply for what? Registration within how many days? 30 days from this date. From which day? 30th January. The conclusion is given. He is liable for the Messrs. Smart Enterprises is liable for registration from 30th January 2026. This is the answer for the second question. Okay. So let us proceed for the other question. Question number 3. Mr. Rohit supplies goods and services. Here the both informations are given. Goods as well as what? Services from Kolhapur. Kolhapur falls under the other states. It does not comes under the special category states. It comes under the other states. So he provides the following details retaining the relating to the business for the month of January 2025. Determine his eligibility for registration, whether he is liable for registration or not liable for registration. That we need to check. Okay, under the relevant goods and service tax law. The informations, the transactions are given. Date wise not is given. We need to check whether he is liable for registration. If he cross the limit, then he will be liable. He does not cross the limit, he is not liable for the registration, right? So service charges within the state. What are the information given? Service charges within the state is how much? 3 lakhs. Intra-state goods taxable at the rate of 18 percentage, exclusive of GST, 3 lakhs. Export made to Singapore, 5 lakhs. Intra-state goods taxable at the rate of 5% exclusive of GST, 6 lakhs. Intra-state service taxable 12 percentage exclusive of GST, 4 lakhs. Intra-state goods wholly exempt under GST is 2 lakhs. If you note here, all the informations are output only given, output supplies only given, input supplies not given in this question. Okay, service charges within the state, intra-state goods taxable, export is given, intra-state of goods taxable is given, intra-state service is given, intra-state goods, which is the output part, input part is not given. So in this case, all the information will be included in the aggregate turnover. Okay, right now let us check this solution part. This question is much more easier as compared to the previous questions. Okay, so solution for this question is step 1, relevant provisions. What? GST registration. Section 22 of the CGST Act deals with the registration part, under which a supplier is liable for GST registration if the aggregate turnover exceeds what? 20 lakhs in a financial year for the service providers or a mixed supply. Mixed supply means he is also into the goods also. Okay, aggregate turnover includes, these are the information you need to write in the initial before solving the solution. The provision part. Aggregate turnover includes what? Same the thing which is I have given the short form TIE. T stands for taxable goods. Okay. Next one, I stands for interstate supplies, E stands for exempt supplies and exports of goods and services. Okay, and what these are things to be included, and which are things to be excluded in the aggregate turnover? That is GST itself and the inward supplies liable for reverse charge. So this is the provision part of CGST. Next, we will step number 2. We will calculate the what the aggregate turnover. Okay, and what are aggregate turnover given here? All those things have been written. These all things to be included here. There is nothing of inward is given or any other non taxable is not given. All the things to be included in the aggregate turnover. 3 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs, 4 lakhs and 2 lakhs. Therefore total is how much? 23 lakhs is the aggregate turnover. And the person belongs where to where? He belongs to which Kolhapur. Kolhapur falls in Maharashtra. Therefore, he is also goods as dealing with goods as services. The limit will be how much? 20 lakhs. If Mr. Rohit is dealing only in goods only in Kolhapur, in that case, the limit will be 40 lakhs. But he is dealing in both the cases, goods as well as services. The limit will be about 20 lakhs. Okay. He has crossed the limit 20 lakhs. The aggregate turnover of Mr. Rohit is 23 lakhs here. He has crossed the 20 lakhs limit, therefore he will be liable for registration. That is the conclusion we can make out. Okay. So step number 3 is given here. Determine the determination of eligibility of registration. Threshold limit of GST registration is how much? 20 lakhs for Mr. Rohit, right? Since aggregate turnover is 23 lakhs, which is more than 20 lakhs, Mr. Rohit crosses the threshold limit, right? The final answer will be what? Aggregate turnover is 23 lakhs. Since aggregate turnover exceeds 20 lakhs, Mr. Rohit is liable to obtain GST registration under section 22 of the CGST Act 2017. The conclusion is what? Mr. Rohit must obtain GST registration as his aggregate turnover exceeds the prescribed threshold limit of 20 lakhs. You can write in your own words also. So this was the some questions on the practical questions on the registration topic under GST. Okay. So students, I hope this video helped you clearly understand the practical questions on the registration under GST in a simple and effective manner. Many more videos on important GST topics will be uploaded regularly on this channel. So subscribe to the Vilasar Learning channel and press the bell icon to stay updated with the concept based learning and score better in your exams. Thank you for watching and we'll be seeing next video.